Hello everybody, Iain, Robson, and welcome back to an episode of Counterline. Alright, we have a couple things going on today. First things first, let's make sure we give our cows a little bit of corn here. Apparently I have been neglecting the cows a little bit, not much. So if we come over here, not a whole lot. Not a crazy amount. I should turn this off. Did I have? Yeah, okay, I do have it off still. Excellent. What's the price here? Ooh, that's actually a pretty good price for wheat. Maybe we'll sell a little bit of wheat too. And that's a good price for corn too. Alright, yes, water and corn. Perfect. Let's go ahead and give him a little bit of corn here. Might need to fill up this corn. And let's top off first, I think. Because I think they might need a bit more. Because we have 100 cows now, so the amount of cows feed you actually need for cows increases quite a bit. Alright, swing around here. Oh, look at that. It's ready to go still. At least that's the leftover. Let's go ahead and fire this auger up. I love how they animated the exhaust in this little engine here. Let's put the oh, I don't know what you'd call that. Whatever that would be. And we want corn. Not much of corn left in here, actually. There we go. So I still have this graphical error, and I think it's because of this silo right here. I'm not sure. I have to actually check that out to see if it's that. Alright, we can turn the silo off now. Or turn the auger off. And that's that. Let's go feed our cows. I'm not sure if it's related to that or not. So if it is the case, I have a... I'm going to try something at some point. I picked up another replaceable from the mod hub, actually. That's pretty solid. Or it looks pretty solid. Not that. Oh, that is pretty cool. This one right here. There's this farm silo system, which is not exactly what I want, but there's another one that I picked up, which is this one right here. This one's by Black Sheep. Nope, I don't want to do this. Oh, I can't... Okay, but this one's by Black Sheep Modding, if memory serves. So this one and this one are by Black Sheep Modding. So it holds 210,000 liters of grain. It's pretty cheap, actually. But you can see what it looks like here. So you can actually have the... I don't know if you can... well, maybe you might be able to rotate the pipe out, actually. It looks like you could just have it so it's a drive-through, but... I might replace this silo with that one, just to get rid of that graphical error. Because I don't know if that is if it's messing up my graphical performance or not, but I prefer to have no errors rather than some errors, so I may at some point check that out and try to replace that to see if that is going to be the case. As you can see, it's mid-spring. We have 6 degree, it's day 6 and it's 11 degree ground temperature, so we're ready to plant corn. So it's kind of comical that we are giving our cows corn and we're going to plant some corn. Let's go all the way through it this time. Let's feed our cows on this side today. Alright. Let's go around here. It's funny how, depending on which trough you feed into, it'll fill up, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to go for the middle one, because we want to fill up the middle one now. Gotta leave our Lily robot alone there. It's doing a great job still. I should be able to get this right here. There we go. And as you see, as we fill it up, you'll see the trough fill up too, which is kind of funny. Oh yeah, I'm glad I filled this up. I wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't have had enough with what I had in there before, so. Excellent. I'm gonna progress time a little bit. Just, so it's a little bit more like 10 o'clock in the morning as opposed to like, actually we'll do it this way. This way is always faster. If you're wondering what that is, it's called the Time Acceleration mod. And you can get that on Mod Hoster. Such a great mod. Alright, let's make a U-turn here. Jump for the cow. Yeah, out of the way, cow. Alright, good. Now our cows have been fed. They just need a little bit of water as well, and then we can start planting some corn. Because otherwise, they'll be good to go. Alright, apparently my Discord is up still. And and that led to me not paying attention for a quick moment there. That's why I swerved. Alright. So we got this tractor running, we might as well do this as well. I don't think the other tractor's around here, no. Alright, let's feed our cows briefly, or give our cows a little bit of water. I forget who pointed out. David, I think David pointed this out. Is that in the spring, and I think in the summer they said, I think it's spring and summer, the cows use a little bit, there we go. The cows need a little bit more water. So that's the reason why they go through so much more water during those times. So that's the reason why it seems like they're just mowing through their water right now, because in fact they actually are using more water, which is kind of interesting. But sometimes I just forget how much the seasons mod actually changes. It changes a lot. Is this gonna take a full tank? Probably not. A lot of the tank, but not all full tank, I don't think. It's pretty close actually. 2/3 of the tank, I would say, something in that neck of the woods. There we go. Cows are fed. They got water now. They're good to go. Alright, let's come over here. Just park this here for the time being. This tractor right here has become the dairy cattle tractor for whatever reason. I don't know why I've done that way, but that's what it's become in the end. So, and then my Oliver has become the TMR tractor. They don't really cost a whole lot to maintain, so I don't think, at least. They might need some maintenance soon, actually. Oh no, not for a long time yet. 21 hours, 23 hours, 21 hours, yeah, 22 hours. Yeah, I think they're everything. Ooh, this one was going to need. This is the tractor I've been using like a lot lately. So, and this is the tractor I actually need, strangely enough. So, there we go. We finished planting with that. We planted, what did we plant last time? Soybeans, if memory serves. And today we're gonna go ahead and plant. Some corn. So let me get all set up there. I'll get to the field and then we'll start planting some corn. Oh, apparently our seeder is empty. That's okay. Let's go up to our seed storage up here and we'll fill it up with seeds. Someone asked me where I got these. I think it was Craft Farms actually asked where I got the seed and fertilizer storage. I actually really like these storages because they're small. You can store them like almost anywhere. Or you can put them anywhere, not store them anywhere, but you can put them almost anywhere. I got them from the Mod Hub actually, but it's in the beta section. I actually looked for them today. I'm like, where the heck did I get those from? But it's from the beta section. That's fertilizer. We want the seeds. How's this going to work? Alright, so we're not there yet. This is the one downfall of this system. I thought that'd be fine actually. No, there we go. Really? That wasn't close enough for you? It's funny. I find with some implements it's not a problem to get underneath here and actually load up, and other ones it has like a huge problem. I don't know why. But alright, let's try. Take two. If not, there's other means of doing this. And there we go. Let's see here. Anytime now. Really? You're not going to accept that as a... Maybe if I open up the covers it'll help. Oh, there it goes. I don't know if that actually made a difference or not, but we'll assume it did. Alright, close the covers up. That's funny. We want to plant corn. There we go. Anyways, I'll see you in the field. Alright, made my way over to the field here. So like I said, I'm going to fertilize. I'm going to seed field 11. Because if you recall, this is the field that we put tillage radish on, and we fertilized it. Apparently need some more straw too. I'll deal with that later. We put tillage radish down last fall, and we just worked it in not too long ago, and now the ground temperature is at a perfect temperature for us. We got 3 stages of fertilization, so let's go ahead and start planting. It's been cultivated, so we got good, growing. We have nothing that needs to be harvested quite yet. I think maybe tomorrow or the next day. What do we got? Soybeans, canola, barley, and then we have oats over there. So anyways, let's get started here. So this is the field, like I said. We put tillage radish down, which is pretty cool, because this was like the, the very first time where it became, tillage radish became, somewhat useful, basically, because before it really didn't make much of a difference because there's really no point. But with the seasons mod, you kind of just leave it there over the winter, and it acts like a cover crop, for example, so it keeps it, prevents erosion essentially. And it also, well, one of the reasons why you put a cover crop is preventing erosion, of course, which can be a big deal depending what type of soil you have. And the other thing it does, of course, is put some more organic matter back into your soil, which is very helpful for like the health of your soil and whatnot. So, and that's where like the no-till side comes in and all that jazz. So, but yeah, no-till is kind of an interesting concept because some people are like, yes, 100% no-till, and people are like, nah, not for me. But no-till stuff's really expensive to get started with that kind of stuff, but it can be very beneficial to do. And it's one of those things where you don't see the benefit the first year. You would see the benefit after 5 or 10 years sort of thing, which is kind of it's a long game thing. So because of that, it's kind of like, well, do I really see the benefit? Do I not see the benefit? So it's kind of like one of those situations where it's like, so anyways, I do like this planter. It's probably one of my favorite. Like I said, I've probably said this a million times now. This is probably my favorite planter, or one of my favorite planters out of the, or I say my favorite planter ever, because this is the first big one they've actually made that's been really solid. And in terms of seeders in general, it's one of the nicer seeders. I still prefer the Seed Hawk because, well, how can you not like the Seed Hawk? Because it's huge. But this one is one of the nicer ones. The best planter I've seen. They have bigger ones. There are definitely bigger ones out there. Like there's some John Deere ones out there that are bigger than this one, but sometimes they have graphical errors and other errors. But this one's probably overall the best one, and that's to be expected because it's a DLC, right? So I don't know. I was pretty pumped when they put this in here, and I know Donald was too because he's all about this Great Plains planter because he likes planting corn and all that jazz. So, oh goodness. But yeah, this is the what was that, Big Bud DLC, and of course they had the big buds in there. I don't know, I don't like the big buds that much in comparison to the equipment in there. Like, they're so cool tractors, but I like the Case Steiger. Actually, speaking of the Case Steiger, someone actually suggested I get a Case Quad Track, which is like the same thing as this basically, just with tracks as opposed to dualies on it. So if you think I should get a Case Quad Track, leave a comment below with I don't know, just say Quad Track or something. And depending on how many people say that, we'll see what we do. And I wouldn't replace this with a Quad Track. I would just get an additional tractor, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. So like when I want to do two things at once, let's say I want to use the planter and I want to seed at the same time, like it might be nice to have a Quad Track available as well, so then I can plant and seed. So I can use this planter and I could use the seeder at the same time, and or I could do some cultivating or culti-plow. So it would definitely be advantageous to have a second tractor, but though in reality that would be way overkill for the size of farm I have right now. So they only have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields so far. I haven't even expanded that much yet. They're pretty expensive, that's why I haven't really expanded so far. Someone was saying that, can you imagine how much crop you would get off 17? Yeah, I can only imagine how much you would get out of that field. Like, it's pretty big. I don't think I can afford it. I think it's over $1 million easily. I think I looked at it once, it was like 1.8 million, if not more. But I definitely wouldn't mind getting, 17, 15, because they're pretty close to my farm. Yeah, what is it? 15, 17, 16? That wouldn't be. I would have this whole. I'm not sure what you'd call this. So if you see how like this whole like area, I would have this whole area, and I don't know what you'd call that. Maybe, what would you call that? County, maybe? Something like that. Something along those lines. I think it would be called a county. I think. So now that we're planting corn here, one of the pluses is that we'll be able to do some forage. Oh, actually, we're going to need to plant some more corn acres after this too. Definitely, because we're going to give our cows some corn. So this one right here is going to be for the BGA. So we're going to chaff this one when it's ready, and then we'll put it in the BGA. So we'll probably fire up the BGA in the fall, I imagine, because that's when we'll have chaff ready to go. And so that'll be for this. And then once we have one of those barley fields, or one of the, either the barley field or the canola field, or maybe the oat field, one of those, we'll put, when they're ready, we'll put corn down there as well. And that'll be for the cows, I think. But what's the biggest field we have right now? I wish you could have that, a list of the hectares of each field. I don't know, which one will be the biggest? 18 maybe? I think maybe 18 is our biggest field, or 8. One of the two. One of those are probably our biggest field. So this one has, what does this have? Canola in it? 10 has canola in it. So maybe, yeah, I could plant corn in either, or both of those actually even. But those, that wouldn't be for chaffing, that would be for actually harvesting. So anyways, one sec. We're back in a moment. Alright, almost finished this field here. We got about 2 passes left, and we need to do a couple of headlands here. And then this will be done. Didn't even use that much corn actually, or seed I should say. I thought we were going to use a lot more than that, but it's a small little field, so should be pretty good though. I'm not going to purchase the BGA yet, because if I purchase it now, it's not going to be very helpful for us. And one thing I was thinking about was making one of the fields close to the BGA, like field number 7, into like just a grass field solely for the BGA. And then if we have enough silage, we can, you know, it could double as a cash field sort of thing, which wouldn't be a terrible idea really. So that's what I was considering doing. So that field, I guess it's that field right there. I don't think it's that expensive. Let's just check real quick here. How expensive is this field? The survey says, dun 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 dun, sprint faster. Maybe like 400 plus? Not even. Not even 400. Wow, that's super cheap. 11 hectares. That's tempting actually. I wonder, that much, that's pretty cheap. Probably could make pretty decent coin from that too. Alright, let's continue on our way here. Yeah, 200, that's super cheap. Wow, considering how much money we've been making, it seems really cheap. In reality, it's not cheap at all. But like, you know, when you think about, yeah, like 200,000, that's not much at all. Like, I wish I had 200,000 just to, you know, buy a random field. In real life, of course. But although in reality, I think if I lived closer to my in-laws, I'm sure they would give me a little section of land for me to work by myself. I'm sure they would allow me, but it wouldn't have to. It couldn't be very big, and it couldn't be part of their main land. It'd have to be part of like a section of land where they don't really use for anything specific, or it's not super profitable for them, so to speak. But I'm pretty sure if I asked them nicely, they would say yes, which would be kind of neat. I think that's one of the projects maybe in the future. So some of you may or may not know this, but one of my goals in life, I guess that's a weird way of speaking, but that's, I guess, that's how I'll say it for now. One of my goals, I'll say it like that, is to move closer to my family, my in-laws and my dad and all that, because I live about, in miles, for you Americans, it's maybe like 300 plus miles, and for us, everyone else, it's about, no, it's less than 300 miles. I would say it's 200 miles away, and in kilometers, it's about 400 kilometers or so. So driving time, it's about 4 or 5 hours, depending on where you drive from. Anyways, it would be to move closer to my family, so my family and my wife's family, which all live, you know, the town I live in. Neither of our family lives in this town at all. So it's really bizarre that we live here and none of our the rest of our family does. So one of my goals is to move closer to our family, I guess, because my family and my wife's family both live in the same general area, and by doing so, the idea would be that I would be able to help my in-laws out more on their farm, because they're not getting any younger. Like, you know, they're both my mother-in-law and father-in-law are kind of at the retirement age, basically, where they should retire, but they haven't yet. So the goal is to move closer to them so I can, you know, help out on their farm a little bit more, which will allow me to learn more about farming in the real world as opposed to farming in a farming simulator game. Because in reality, in a real farm, I don't think many farms are going to have a G.Skill in reality, right? Because G.Skill by themselves are extremely expensive, like, you know, $400,000. Maybe not this version of it though. But yeah, that's one of my goals, and one of the reasons why I have Patreon is because that my goal, I guess, with Patreon is that it would help support me somewhat financially. I wouldn't say it in like 100%, but somewhat support me a little bit to, you know, move towards that goal so that I can learn more about farming in the real world and help my in-laws out at the same time a little bit. Anyways, moving away from that. That's awkward to talk about. I just realized how weird that was to talk about, but anyways, we'll leave that one alone. So yeah, I know some of you guys on Patreon already, that you guys are awesome. I really appreciate your support. I don't say it enough, but you guys are really awesome for helping me out, and it allows me to do some extra things for the channel, like having the servers and whatnot. So, and it's a really great community, actually. So, anyways, I'll move away from that. But yeah, thanks again, and let's finish this field off. So that's that little section done there, and let's get the little bottom part here. It's probably going to take a couple of headlands. Just got to check the time here, because apparently time is moving on. Time is fleeting. Makes me think of Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's a song in that movie where they say that. Anyways, let's get this little section here. I'm going to miss little tiny bits. Look at this. I'll miss this little tiny section on the other side here. Ugh, hate when that happens. There's that, and that. And then I have to do another pass to get those little things. I just used the GPS turn, so we got quite a lot actually, but we still missed the other little bits there. C'est la vie, I suppose. That's that one. I don't know, in reality, would you leave these tiny bits? Probably. It's probably more, I think in reality this would be more hassle than it's worth, but in farms it doesn't make a difference. Because you wouldn't want to plant over stuff you planted. Although, in real life, I don't know if this planter has it in real life or not, but often planters have, what do they call it? Variable planting control, I guess. So like they can turn off individual planters, so like individual, so like you can say you have one of these can turn off because it knows that it's planted in that area already. I don't know what the actual word for that would be, but it basically makes it so you don't plant in the same place twice. Alright, I think we're gonna buy this field. It's only 200,000. Might as well. Well, it's like peanuts right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Bam! 236,000. That's nothing. And I think we will plant grass in that field, because even when we don't get the BGA, even when we get the BGA, or even if we don't get the BGA this season, which we probably don't know why we wouldn't, but even if we don't, we can sell the silage bales that we get off of that anyway. So there's the BGA down there. So that's the reason why I chose this specific field, because it is close to that area. So, all right, let's do one pass at the end here, right here, and then I have to do one other pass at the end. We didn't miss very much actually. That's pretty surprising. I just used the GPS turn. I didn't stop anything. I just used the GPS turn the whole time, and it was pretty. It was like bing, bang, boom, done. That was pretty slick actually. So, in order to start up the BGA, we need 240,000 for 100% BGA. And if you want to get a bigger one, then it costs more money. I think the biggest BGA you can get is a 300%, which is like a startup cost of like 2 million or something crazy like that. Something like that. So it's pretty high. When we get the BGA, it's just going to be 100%. When I don't get too crazy with it, because you can get really nuts with it, and I don't want it to be the focus of the series. Although I do enjoy the BGA. With the BGA extension, especially, it's pretty slick. All right, last little bits there. Oh my goodness, I just had a Anchorman flashback there. Whammy! Done. Oh goodness. If you hadn't noticed, I had coffee this morning, so I recorded a coffee with Iain this morning, so I don't know if that plays into the ridiculousness that is me today. Anyways, folks, that'll be it for it. That'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. If you like what you saw, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more County Line. I'll catch you guys later.